Hey, I'm Hilah from Hilah Cooking, and today on HGMM, I am going to show you two super simple and foolproof edible gift ideas. The first one is some candied nuts. This is the simplest and best candied nuts recipe I've ever seen. We're gonna start out with one egg white. So some people do fancy things. I just use my hands. And I like to save the egg yolks to give to my dogs. I'm gonna add a little splash of vanilla extract to this. And then just beat it with a whisk, beat it until it's frothy. Okay, just about like that. We're not trying to make stiff peaks or anything, just to fluff it up. And then I'm gonna add some nuts. I like to use almonds, hazelnuts, walnuts, pecans, but you can add cashews or peanuts, really anything, any kind of nuts you like. And just gonna put those in. It's about a pound, so 3.5 or 4 cups of nuts. It's a little bit flexible. And just mix this up until everything is nice and shiny and well coated. Pay special attention to the walnuts and the pecans to make sure they get the egg in all their little crevices. And then we're gonna sprinkle it with some sugar, some salt, some cinnamon, and some ginger. You can mix this up a little bit. You could add some cocoa powder or some cayenne pepper or something. And I'm just doing 1/3 cup of sugar. You can go up to 1/2 cup, but I like them a little bit less sweet. Still plenty sweet. Okay, great. So that's everything's sugary and delicious. Sugary and delicious. Just spread it out onto a pan. I'm using a silpat, but you could use parchment paper. Okay, we're gonna bake these in a 250-degree oven for 60 minutes to 90 minutes and give them a stir every 20 minutes. The first couple times you stir it, they'll be still really sticky and wet, but by the end they should be pretty separated and toasted and look really nice and shiny, and the sugar is gonna form a nice crust on them. Then we'll let them cool. So I'll put these in the oven. While we do that, I'm gonna show you a homemade hot chocolate mix. For the hot chocolate mix, we're gonna start with some chocolate. This isn't hot cocoa, this is better. So I've got about 3 ounces of dark baking chocolate. I like to use something between 60 and 70% cacao, and just chopped it up here, about 1/2 cup once it's chopped. Here's a tip: if you're using your knife to scrape stuff off your board, use the back side of your knife so it doesn't get dull. I'm gonna add a little cornstarch. This is kind of to add a little body to the hot chocolate. 1/2 cup of sugar and some cocoa powder, 1/2 cup plus a tablespoon. That's how I like it, so it's not quite as sweet, but if you wanna just do 1/2 cup, then it'll be a little bit sweeter. A pinch of salt. And a tiny bit of vanilla extract. Don't worry about it making it sticky. The cornstarch kind of helps absorb it all, and it's fine. You could also use some scraped out vanilla bean seeds. Now for spiced hot chocolate, which we really like, I'm gonna add some cayenne pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon, and some cinnamon, about 1/2 teaspoon. Other variations you could do would be like a mint hot chocolate and leave out the spices and use a mint extract instead of the vanilla. But this one I really love, and I love to serve it with a little splash of orange liqueur. It's pretty top notch, you guys. Okay, so we're just gonna blend this together until it's smooth. All right, once it sounds like there's no more chunks of chocolate, you're probably fine. And then there's our finished mix. So put a little note on it, tell people 3 tablespoons of the mix for 8 ounces of hot milk, and they can add a splash of booze. I like to package it something like this, like get a decorative mug, and then maybe a little antique silver spoon or something, and you just like a little mug of hot cocoa mix and put your tag on the handle. All right, so here's the nuts. They're nice and dry and crisp. I love them, and they're not too sweet. There's so much sugar this time of year. So that's one reason I do a little bit less sugar. And these I like to package up in a little jar so that you can see how nice and pretty they are. And then with your mason jar lid, cut a piece of fabric that's about 2 inches larger on all sides than your your lid here, your jelly jar lid. And then we're gonna lay this down on top of the jar. Get in there, you nut. And then put our fabric on, and then with the ring, attach that. And if you wanted to tie a little piece of ribbon around it with a tag to say what's in it, hint, not poison, then you could do that. But I think that is a super cute little gift, stocking stuffer or something to take to a cookie exchange or whatever. If you have people in your life who like more savory gift items, I just recently did a hot sauce video over on my channel at Hilah Cooking, so you can check that out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to HGMM. You can click that little button right down there to subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite edible gift is to make or to receive. And I'd love to see some of your ideas. All right, have a great weekend. Bye.
Hey everybody, I want to take just a moment to thank Hilah for helping us out over here on HGMM this year. She's been a great addition to the channel, but she has a lot of new projects heading her way in the new year and won't be able to help us out in 2017. But she's been a delight to have on board. I hope you follow her on her own channel. She's got so many great cooking videos over there. I've been a subscriber for years and I'll continue to watch her show. But don't worry, we'll have more cooking related stuff coming to HGMM in the new year. Thanks for watching, everybody.